Breaking news, a big trade has just happened in the WNBA. Jewell Loyd being traded to the Las Vegas Aces, and the Aces are sending Kelsey Plum to the Los Angeles Sparks. Yueru will be going to Seattle by way of the Sparks. In addition to the players being traded, the Los Angeles Sparks are moving off of the 2nd pick in the draft and taking the 9th pick in the draft from the Seattle Storm. So now the Seattle Storm will be picking at number 2, the Sparks will be picking at number 9. The Las Vegas Aces will also receive the 13th pick from the Los Angeles Sparks. So let's just break down this trade real quick. Winners and losers. Honestly, I don't think no team won this trade. I know people probably thinking adding Jewell Loyd to the Aces is a big deal, but Jewell Loyd is not an efficient scorer. Yeah, she can score the ball, but she take a lot of shots and shoot a low percentage. And I don't think Jewell Loyd and Kelsey Plum are that much different than players. You traded Kelsey Plum, a player you had since y'all was the Silver Stars, for somebody that's basically the same player. And I really like Jewell Loyd, but when she had a chance to show that she could be a franchise player when Breanna Stewart left Seattle, that next year Seattle went 11-29. So I'm interested to see what y'all think, but in my opinion, it was a bad idea to trade Kelsey Plum. Or if y'all was so inclined to trade her, why would you trade her for a player that plays exactly the same game as her? And when you look at the Aces last season, Kelsey Plum wasn't the one that had a down year. I don't want to talk about it too much because you know I'm going to do the review show, but when you look at it and dive deep into the numbers, Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young had down years. Both of their point averages and percentages was down. Jackie Young went from shooting 52% to 43%. So now it's like we're just going to put the blame on Kelsey Plum after she showed up to training camp after going through a divorce, gave y'all all she had this year, and y'all make her the scapegoat. And that's only one of the reasons I don't like this trade for the Aces. Another reason I don't like this trade for them is the chemistry factor. A'ja Wilson and Kelsey Plum have played together since 2018. Now they got to rebuild that chemistry on the fly with Jewell Loyd, an already disgruntled player. Now let me tell you why I don't like this for the Sparks. They really moved off of the number 2 pick for Kelsey Plum. No disrespect to Kelsey Plum, I understand her resume and I know how good she is. She a 2-time champion, 3-time All-Star. You don't really know if you're going to get that from the 2nd pick, but having the chance to take Olivia Miles and pair her with 2 young stars, I don't know how you could pass that up. As good as Kelsey Plum is, she is not going to make this team no better than they was last year. I could easily see this team picking that number 2 again next year. This team has no perimeter defenders. Kelsey Plum is a scorer. She's not a playmaker. And giving up that number 2 pick, that just blows my mind. I don't want to be disrespectful, but when I look at the 2 players, I think Olivia Miles is going to be a much better player than Kelsey Plum is in the WNBA. If Olivia Miles can come into the WNBA and play the way that she's playing right now in college, she's going to be a walk-in Hall of Famer. And I don't doubt that she's going to play just like that as long as she got a good team around her. Now they'll be picking that number 9, and they still got a chance to get a good point guard depending on how the draft shakes out, but if I was the GM, knowing that this trade wouldn't make my team that much better, ain't no way I'm giving up the number 2 pick. So I guess if I could say anybody won this trade, it would be Seattle because they got rid of a player that they didn't want and they got a number 2 pick in the draft to basically start over. Seattle also get Yueru, a really nice young player. All she got to do is keep playing with more and more confidence and she could potentially be a starter in this league. Also, the Sparks' new head coach, Lynn Roberts, is coming from the Utah Utes. She's a longtime collegiate head coach, and I thought that she would have been really good for Olivia Miles. Nevertheless, those are my thoughts on the trade. With this trade, this is going to shake up the next mock draft, so make sure y'all locked in because we're going to get that prepared right away. We'd love to hear y'all thoughts on the trade, so make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment if you feel so compelled. Free agency has also started, so we're going to be keeping y'all updated on that. But that's all I'll say for now. Thank you everybody for listening and watching. I'm Els for PRNM. Talk to you on the next one.